Okay, so the lighting's not great, and I'm sitting in my garage in Kiara's car that she lets me use. I just drove back from my Planet Booty show. I don't remember if I told you I was doing this, but I have work tomorrow, or, like less than 12 hours from now. But I got the ticket for this months and months ago before I knew what my schedule was going to be like. And I did it anyway, and I can't regret it. I'm still very emotional. It's been a very strange evening for emotions for a band that's called Planet Booty and sings a lot of songs about sex, which is very strange for me to enjoy as an asexual being, but the sheer sensuality of it is something that I actually find great security in. It's kind of confusing, but whatever. But I wanted to make this video because the theme prevalent, and I'm on the edge of tears still. It's been a 30-minute drive home. I waited at the venue and chit-chatted for like an hour. Like, I've had time and I'm still on edge. But the overarching theme of the show tonight was that 2020 is going to be the start of a hard decade. It's going to be a very difficult year for everybody. But that, here I am being emotional, that it's going to be a very hard year, but that it's going to be the start of a trend of all of us being more authentic for ourselves, being more open about not just who we love, but how we love, being more authentic with how we care about ourselves and about the things that we enjoy and the things that we may not even allow ourselves to know and to acknowledge, and that this is going to be the start of a decade where we start making those tough choices to love ourselves and to validate our own feelings. And I don't know, it hit me very hard. There are very few experiences that get to me in this fashion. Or maybe I'm just lucky in that I only really put my effort forward to going to experiences like this, to events and moments that I know matter, and to environments where I know I am accepted just as I've presented myself, and not as anything else, not as any other idea of me, past or present, just as what I'm displaying in the moment, whether that's joy or sorrow. This show was strangely emotional. I've obviously been on edge, observe me crying, yes, here, but it's not a bad kind of crying. It's just a release. And I didn't sweat as much as I thought I would. The venue was real hot for a bit there, and then someone turned up the AC. But did plenty of sweating, but I guess not enough that I needed the release this way as well. But the overwhelming message and emotion that these people give is that no matter what the world outside is, and no matter how many layers you have to hide yourself in, those spaces are safe spaces, are sacred spaces where you're able to explore and express yourself however you feel comfortable, and set boundaries and know that people will follow them, and allow yourself to push and be pushed toward being yourself and as authentic as you can be without all of the layers of bullshit that society puts on you. And for me, it's a lot of emotion to find in a band about butts, but it's I'm very glad that Rain and I managed to fall so deeply in that moment and to connect and to keep that connection after time and bands and all that other kind of shit. Like, I'm very glad that I have fostered the strangeness and allowed myself to enjoy it and allowed myself to celebrate it in a way that I just drove 40 minutes away from my house on my own to an unfamiliar neighborhood to park by a club I've never been to before to see this band, and I exchanged no Facebooks, I exchanged no phone numbers, but I had an important and accepting and loving experience. And I think that that was worth everything.